And I will say this is hard. This is the first time you solve for y. Now some of you might go, oh, it's no big deal. Others of you are looking at this and you're like, I just don't get it. Why are we doing this, okay? The reason we do it is as you get into our next unit, which is solving for y and getting things in what's called slope-intercept form, and as we look at the problems, you're going to be doing more and more of these type of questions. So it lends us to your very heavy to what you will be doing in algebra. So as we look at number 5 is almost done. I have 6 times y equals negative 3x plus 12. Courtney, if I want to get 1y, which is my goal, what do I have to do with when it's 6 times y? Divide everything by, what's the coefficient of y? Coefficient of y is 6, so we have to divide everything by 6. So we are going to divide everything by 6. That leaves us with 1y, which is our goal, equals, I have negative 3 over 6. That simplifies to a negative 1/2 x. And 12 divided by 6 is 2. Now, I'm okay. I do not want you changing these fractions to decimals. I don't want negative 0.5. And if you wanted to write that as a negative 1x over 2, that would be okay too. But it's better to probably think of it as just the negative 1/2 times x. And the reason that I want you to do that is when we get into our next unit, we are making sure, we're on 13, right? This is answer to 13, number 5 that I just did for you that you could have written down, right? Okay. So those of you that, if you don't have this done, you want to do this and make sure you have this problem, okay? Because as we get into the next unit, you are very much going to be asked to find what's called the slope and the y-intercept. And so those become very important to writing it this way. Number 13. Number 13, first thing I want to do is get this y divided by 5 by itself. So Kayla, what do I have on the same side of the equal sign that I have to get rid of? What is with the y divided by 5 on this side that I have to get rid of? 7. How do I get rid of this minus 7? I'm going to add 7. I'm going to add 7 here. I'm going to add 7 way back here. Once I've done that, Wyatt, I'm going to end up with what?
Y over 5 equals negative 2x minus 7.
How about plus 7? All right, we have a plus here. Okay, we added 7 on both sides. Grace, the opposite of dividing by 5, multiply. And when I do that multiplication, I need to multiply every single thing by 5. Here I'm going to do 5 over 1. But with this negative 2x, I'm just going to go times 5, and with the 7, I'm going to go times 5. These 5's cancel, and I've got my goal, 1y. The next one, Carmen, what am I going to get when I multiply? Negative 10x. Keep going, Maddie. When I multiply the 7 and 5, I'm going to end up with 35. I'm done with the question. I got 1y equal. So 14 is pretty much the same, right? So if you didn't get 14, look at what we just did in 13. Your first step is subtract 3, and then you're multiplying. But you guys should be able to do that one, okay? All right, any questions on the 16 to 20? Anyone want me to look at those where it's x equals, or did you just not get that far, Courtney? 19. And if you didn't get that far, that's okay. You're going to have time today to work before you turn it in. So we are looking at, first thing here, we have to distribute on 19. So turn to the page 9, so you're doing number 19 if you didn't have it. So we're going to have 20 minus 4 times that y gives me a negative 4y equals 14x plus 3. Sage, I want to get the x all by itself, which is my 14x. What's with that I have to get rid of on this side?
3, subtract 3.
I'm going to subtract 3. When I subtract 3 on this side, where should I put the minus 3 on the other side? Under the what? No, not under the 4. Under the 20, like terms. And someone says, well, why does it matter? I was going to take 20 minus 7 anyway. Because if you write it below here, most of you will take 4 minus 3, which we don't want to do. The other thing, the mistake that's going to happen in this one, is that this really is a plus a negative. Okay? So if I have plus negative 4, I have 20 minus 3, which gives me 17. I have plus negative 4y equals 14x. Oh, I'm almost there. I need to solve for x. What do I need to do?
Divide 14 on the side.
Yes, and I'm dividing every single thing by 14. And it's ugly. This is really ugly. Can I put the x first when I put my answer, since I'm trying to put x equals? Yes, it doesn't matter if it's behind, right? This is still 1x here. 17 over 14. Don't rewrite it. Then I have this plus a negative, but I can simplify. 4 and 14, 2 goes into both. Negative 2y over 7. If I'm not sure if in the back, did they leave it as negative 4 over 14?
No.
They simplify it like this. I don't think they put decimals, right? So, leaving it like this, okay? And you're going to see that today with your homework also. So, you should be making sure that you're done with this. What I would like you to do right now is this 13b worksheet. This is going to be a bonus page. So if you want to write bonus on this, the whole page. Because what I want you to do after the quiz is this 13C. So please turn to this page and know that there is not enough room for you to show your work. But what's nice about this is then you get to answer, why did the little girl paint spots on her suitcase, and what do you call a 36-inch 2x4? So you'll get to get those jokes or share them with your family if you'd like. Same for Christmas for grandma or some aunt or uncle or whoever you think would enjoy that. So if we are solving these, what does it ask us to do for every single one? Solve for y. I want you to look at the answers down below. Every single answer down below is y equals. When you look at those answers, every answer has the x term first. So when you get your answers and you're doing this, if you need a sheet of notebook paper, I will gladly give you that sheet of notebook paper. But every single one of these, look at how the answers look. They all have the x first, okay? Notice in this first column, going down 1 to 5, they're probably a little easier. You don't have any, for your last term back here, all of these come out to be nice integers, right? Whereas when you get over here, you get fractions with some integers, and over here, they're almost all fractions, except these two down here don't have anything. When you think of looking at those last two questions, if there is nothing back there, that's like plus 0, right? If there's no number there, that would be like if you had a 0 here. So, looking back up above, same with this one. Notice every fraction is in simplest form. So if you would have had 8 over 6 here, they simplify it to 4/3. If it would have been 2 over 8, they simplify it to 1/4. So everything should be simplified. Let's take a look at the first row and who needs, now doing number 6. Number 6, first step, Brett, would be to, so everyone write down number 6. I don't care if you write it to the side or further down. You can do it the next one, okay? So number 6, we are going to add x to both sides. Remember that is a 1x. So let's put a plus 1x. I think that will help you when you're doing these. So I write plus 1x. So I'm left with 2y equals, and we want to write our x first. So instead of putting 6 plus 1x, looking at our answers down below, we're going to put 1x plus 6. Ellie, I need to get y by itself, and it's 2 times it. What do I need to do?
Divide by 2.
Divide every single thing by 2. And as I do that, I am left with y equals, I'm not changing this to a decimal, I'm leaving it as 1/2 x, right? Look at the answers down below. You see 1/2 x, right, for a couple of them. Plus 6 divided by 2. Oh, I can simplify that. I know 6 divided by 2, Layla, gives us 3. So for number 6, I'm looking for y equals 1/2 x plus 3. Letter U. Everywhere where there is a 6, I'm filling in the letter U. Is this making a little better sense? It gets a little better today. But now I look at number 11. And 11 through 15 all kind of look the same, where they have it kind of equal to 0. Your goal is to get 2y by itself. As you look at number 11, anyone have any suggestions or ideas of how I want to get 2y by itself? As you're looking at it. Haley, what do you think? What could we do? What's one thing?
Add x to the side.
I could move the x and the number. That'd be one way, right? I have to actually move 2 things, right? Is there anything else I could do instead of moving the 2 things, instead of moving the 3x and the -6? Anyone see anything that would be less moving that I could do? Could I just move the y to the other side? It's less subtracting and adding, right? If I already have the x and the number here, and I need to get y by itself, can't I subtract 2y from both sides of the equal sign? And so if I do that, let's write down and keep it in order. So we now have 3x minus 6 equals what? What do you have? It's going to be equal to what then? -2y. So don't forget that negative. And now as I look at it, what do I need to divide everything by, thing?
You need to divide everything by -2.
Yes. So when we do that last division by -2, and I'm dividing everything by -2, I get y equals, I'm going to put my y first now, right? Because all my answers have the y first. So I'm just putting this first. This is a -3/2, so that's -3/2x. -6 divided by -2 gives us a +3. So -3/2x plus 3, number 11. Right here, the A. Is it making a little better sense? So as you do these, I understand that the first time we do kind of something new, like the fraction decimal stuff, the first day someone's like, oh, I can't do this, and it gets better. That's part of the learning process. You're not supposed to know what to do the first time. It's supposed to be a little bit of a struggle. That's when your brain is learning new things, okay? So, on your paper, make sure you write down the problem number. You're solving for y. This first column is a lot easier. But here's the hint when you get down to number 4. Number 4, that really is 4x. I would suggest writing it as plus a -1y, right? Or at least making sure that you know at the end you have to either make this positive first or you have to divide by -1. So you just got to be really careful for that, okay?